ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। Okay, we'll chant from 16th shloka. कर्मणः सुकृतस्याहुः
कर्मणः सुकृतस्याहुः
सात्विकं निर्मलं फलम्
सात्विकं निर्मलं फलम्
रजसस्तु फलं दुःखम्
रजसस्तु फलं दुःखम्
अज्ञानं तमसः फलम्
अज्ञानं तमसः फलम्
सत्त्वात् सञ्जायते ज्ञानम्
सत्त्वात् सञ्जायते ज्ञानम्
रजसो लोभ एव च
रजसो लोभ एव च
प्रमादमोहौ तमसः
प्रमादमोहौ तमसः
भवतो ज्ञानमेव च
भवतो ज्ञानमेव च
ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्थाः
ऊर्ध्वं गच्छन्ति सत्त्वस्थाः
मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः
मध्ये तिष्ठन्ति राजसाः
जघन्यगुणवृत्तिस्थाः
जघन्यगुणवृत्तिस्थाः
अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः
अधो गच्छन्ति तामसाः
नान्यं गुणेभ्यः कर्तारम्
नान्यं गुणेभ्यः कर्तारम्
यदा द्रष्टानुपश्यति
यदा द्रष्टानुपश्यति
गुणेभ्यश्च परं वेत्ति
गुणेभ्यश्च परं वेत्ति
मद्भावं सोऽधिगच्छति
मद्भावं सोऽधिगच्छति
गुणानेतानतीत्यत्रीन्
गुणानेतानतीत्यत्रीन्
देही देहसमुद्भवान्
देही देहसमुद्भवान्
जन्म मृत्युजरा दुःखैः
जन्म मृत्युजरा दुःखैः
विमुक्तो मृतमश्नुते।
विमुक्तो मृतमश्नुते।
अर्जुन उवाच
अर्जुन उवाच
कैर्लिङ्गैस्त्रीन् गुणानेतान्
कैर्लिङ्गैस्त्रीन् गुणान् एतान्
अतीतो भवति प्रभो
अतीतो भवति प्रभो
किमाचारः कथं चैतान्
किमाचारः कथं चैतान्
त्रीन् गुणानतिवर्तते
त्रीन् गुणान् अतिवर्तते
श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
प्रकाशं च प्रवृत्तिं च
प्रकाशं च प्रवृत्तिं च
मोहमेव च पाण्डव
मोहमेव च पाण्डव
न द्वेष्टि सम्प्रवृत्तानि
न द्वेष्टि सम्प्रवृत्तानि
न निवृत्तानि काङ्क्षति
न निवृत्तानि काङ्क्षति
Again, श्रीभगवानुवाच
श्रीभगवानुवाच
प्रकाशं च प्रवृत्तिं च
प्रकाशं च प्रवृत्तिं च
मोहमेव च पाण्डव
मोहमेव च पाण्डव
न द्वेष्टि सम्प्रवृत्तानि
न द्वेष्टि सम्प्रवृत्तानि
न निवृत्तानि काङ्क्षति.
न निवृत्तानि काङ्क्षति
Sankranti greetings to all of you.
MT Guruji.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
So we are continuing from Arjuna's lead question. Arjuna wanted to know three things. Shloka number 21. Kaihi lingaihi. Gunas have been explained. And in 20, Sri Krishna had said, Gunan etan atitya treen dehi janma mrityu jara dukkaihi vimuktaha amritam ashnute. So atitya. So Gunan atitya. So the one who quote unquote transcends all the gunas. So this question is important. He is asking about how do I identify that kind of a person? Gunatitaha. Kaihi lingai. What are the indicators of a gunatita? Okay. And okay. So and then he's asking one more. Kim achara? Second question. What are that person's similar question? Practices, behavior, responses to situations. And then Kathancha etan treen gunan adiva. How does that person become a guna? Like that, he's asking three questions. So look at this. This answer is going to be very interesting. It should remove some of the imagined confusions we may have. Okay, because that person, a jnani, even a karma yogi, is a sattva pradhana purusha. Sattva pradhana, right? Must be. Otherwise, you can't sit through this. And so, the person enjoys shamadamadi is there. Shamadama, Shatka Sampatti, these are all, the Adhikaritvam is so important. That's why Puja Swamiji will say sometimes in satsangs, he will say, if I don't understand something, I have to question my Adhikaritvam. Like that he will say. My one Viveka, Vairagya, Shama, mastery of the mind. These are all big words. We keep saying mastery of the mind and all. Vairagyam we say. How much Vairagyam do I really exercise when the need is there for it? Okay. In my day-to-day life, Vedanta ko chhod do bas. And then so let's get back to life. That's why Vedanta makes us very practical. Very, very practical. It doesn't give credit for Okay, jnani credit is there, no doubt. But how did you become a jnani? That process is so important. There's no shortcut. Because otherwise, these are all words that we can know the meanings of these words. So that's why it's a complete package, as they say, complete package. You sign up for some kind of a trip, cruise or whatever trip, and then it's all complete package. They won't say you have to pay separately for food. Then this, if you want to attend this show, you have to pay separately. No. They realize one thing. They realize that you have to give a complete package. You don't keep on asking them money for this one and that one and all. Good. You enter the ship, that's it over. Everything is taken care of, and you don't have to pay for it. It's all taken care of. So like that. So like that, this Vedanta is has to be understood in that manner. Otherwise, you get into this theory practice dichotomy. Theory practice. Some theory hai, some theory nahi hai. Try vairagyam and then come back and tell us how much theoretical it is. Okay, and that is enough. Vairagyam is enough. That is enough. And so, therefore, here, look at this. Here, he's going to talk about the mind. He's going to say, look at this. Prakasham cha pravrittim cha mohameva cha pandava. That person's mind, Gunatita's mind, Prakasham is very alert and calm, and is able to understand the message of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna's Gita, right? Prakasham cha. We saw the word Prakasham earlier also, right? In Shloka number 6 also we saw. Tatra Sattvam Nirmalatvat Prakashakam Anamayam. We saw that because he was explaining the Sattva Guna, nature of the Sattva Guna. So that same word Prakasham he's using. And Lingam also he mentioned in 11th shloka also he used the word Sarvadvareshu Dehesmin Prakasha Upajayate. He used that same word. He's using that same word here also. Prakasham. Pravritti. Pravritti means Rajoguna Pradhana. Pravritti. Moham. Moham means delusion. He says, this jnani's mind, guess what? Don't think it has become 24%, 24/7 sattva. 24/7 sattva is not possible. Krishna is saying, Prakasham, Pravrittim, Moham. All three will be there in the jnani's mind. This is a big thing because everybody watching too many movies and reading comic strips. And then they have to somehow show this jnani. And so they have to show physically, they have to show something. How will you do it? You have to show some halo and all behind the head. Something you have to show. And so we imagine a lot of things. So here, Krishna is saying, you don't imagine anything. In fact, Advaita Vedanta is all about de-imagination. De-imagine. All imaginations I have are all slowly removed. One by one, they're all removed. And so Puja Swamiji used to say, Vedanta makes us human. Makes us human. We're all thinking, looking up all the way. This looking up has to come down slowly. And we all have to become human. Human. And once we become human, then Krishna says, oh, you are God. That's it over. There's no difference between you and God. After you become human, though, there's no shortcut for that. Therefore, this is very interesting. So, a jnani's mind can be any which way. Any which way. Because mind follows mind's rules. Mind does not follow jnani's rules. Jnani cannot set rules. Yeah, some discipline is there. All the discipline guides the person. But then finally, the mind is its own. Okay? Because the mind is subject to all the three gunas. That's what he's saying here. Nadveshti. But then, nadveshti na sampravrittani. Sorry, nadveshti sampravrittani. Nadveshti. Nadveshti na kankshati. Somewhere we saw all that. Okay, so that is coming here again. Nadveshti. The person does not hold a grudge against anybody else. Does not hold, does not despite somebody else, despise, does not have an aversion towards another person. Like, Krishna keeps saying this periodically. And so those are all the inner transformations. These are all the inner transformations, which one may not know just by looking at. That's why Arjuna's question might have that relevance. And why there is no dveshti? Hey, because even while the person was a karma yogi, uddhared atmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva kyatmano bandhuhu atmaiva rupuratmanaha. There itself he was told, he was cautioned, hey, karma yoga, as a karma yogi, you have to learn to be compassionate to people and compassionate to yourself also. Don't judge yourself. Don't condemn yourself. Don't feel bad about things. Oh, I should have done this. I should have done that. Yeah, okay. Just make an assessment. If I should have done that. Okay. Then after that, let it not become a hangover. Let it not become a hangover. So he's already used to that. She is already used to that as a karma yogi itself. So what to talk about a jnani? Jnani, obviously, na dveshti sampravrittani. So the thing, sampravrittani, things that happen that are not desirable, na dveshti. Whether it is health related or whether it is people related. Because there are things that happen which we don't like. Things happen which we like. That is the next one. Na nivrittani kankshat. Good experiences have departed. Nivrittani. Good experiences have ended. Ended. So I think children get a good dose of this. They meet relatives meet, and they have a lot of fun. They don't know time passing at all. Suddenly they have to leave. And then I think children get used to that. Oh, I see. So if we have to meet like this, we have to part ways also. We have to meet like this, we have to part ways also. Like this, it keeps on happening. So after some time, they get the idea. We all got the idea that way, I think. And so na nivrittani kankshati. All those nivrittani na kankshati. That is a jnani. Hangover is there means not a jnani. Jnani is not thinking about, oh, that is good. This is what I should do. And those experiences were good. These people I have to meet. That akanksha is not there. That's what Krishna is saying. Then nivrittani means those experiences, good relationships that have departed, that are not there at the moment. At the moment, not there. There is no longing for such experience. No longing. That's a tall order. Na kankshati. And even though earlier he said that, because earlier he said Sukha Sangena Badnati. Look at that. The nature of the Sattva Guna, he said in Shloka number 6. The Bandhana Prakaraha of the Sattva Guna also was said. Sukha Sangena Badnati. That the Akanksha it will create. This is a good experience. These foods are good. It's time for me to taste that food. Yeah. So that longing is there. Nothing wrong in saying I like something. But I am not a victim of that at all. Can my day pass without actually longing for something or without being afraid of something? So, Yani, Krishna is saying, a gunatitaha is atmanyeva atmana tushtaha. We saw all that in the second chapter itself. And so, there is no question of worrying about what's not there and what's going to come. Because what's going to come is going to come anyway. So do whatever is to be done right now. And so that's why many of these people are very practical. They're very practical. They will quickly do whatever is to be done and then move forward. And if things didn't work out, didn't work out. That's it. So therefore, this shloka is important in my opinion. It's like sthita pragyasya ka bhasha, right? Somehow the jnani will change. Something dramatic will happen. Yeah, Dramatic has happened internally. But externally, you won't see any drama. In fact, externally, that person, why? Because that person knows I'm playing, I'm in a drama. And therefore, that is a huge transformation. That's a huge transformation. So we can, when we wake up in the morning, we can just open our eyes and we say, you know what? Today is another scene that I have to act. I have to act out today somehow, right? And let me do a good job of this. And let me be so good that I'll even make up for other people's. When other people forget their lines, let me also make up. Like that, if I wake up with that mindset, how will that day look like? So we have to practice. We have to practice it when things are going good. Only then, when things are not going good, we can, we'll have some say. So let's translate the shloka. Sri Bhagavan said, Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. Uvacha is Vach, Sanskrit students. Lit lakara. Okay. O Pandava or O Arjuna. Brightness and activity and delusion. Brightness and activity and even delusion that have come to occur a hyphen. He does not despise. He does not despise. Full stop. Nor does he long for those that have gone away. Okay. Sri Bhagavan said, O Arjuna, brightness and activity and even delusion that have come to occur, he does not despise, full stop. Nor does he long for those that have gone away.
So Guruji, those that have gone away is referring to the lingam, Gunalinga, right?
So those means the prakasham,
Yeah.
pravrittim and moham.
Yeah.
Those experiences. Yeah. That means the desirable experiences, in short. All right. Next shloka.
Vijayji.
उदासीनवदासीनः
उदासीनवदासीनः
गुणैर्यो न विचाल्यते
गुणैर्यो न विचाल्यते
गुणा वर्तन्त इत्येव
गुणा वर्तन्त इत्येव
योऽवतिष्ठति नेङ्गते
योऽवतिष्ठति नेङ्गते
उदासीनवदासीनः
उदासीनवदासीनः
गुणैर्यो न विचाल्यते
गुणैर्यो न विचाल्यते
गुणा वर्तन्त इत्येव
गुणा वर्तन्त इत्येव
योऽवतिष्ठति नेङ्गते
योऽवतिष्ठति नेङ्गते.
Continuing that same Kaihi lingaihi. What are further indications of this gunatitaha? Similar train of thought here. The person neither panics nor does the person ignore situations, because there is a tendency to just walk away from everything. I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not this. Name, raga, dvesha, etc. also is there. So everything, not me, not me, not me, not me, means this tendency to dissociate is there with what is happening. Dissociate with what is happening. Properly, a person who is not properly taught will become like that. Will become like that because that's how the mind thinks. Oh, I see. I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not that. Therefore, I will just watch things as they're happening. You're not supposed to simply watch things as they're happening. That a stone also does. And so we can't do that. Human being cannot, has to respond. Has to respond. But am I reacting or not reacting? This is the only difference. This is what only difference. That's a huge difference. Okay. Neither the person panics nor the person ignores, etc. That's a way to understand these things, these statements. And so appropriate response is there as far as possible. If I don't know how to respond, I'll find out. There's no information. So there was once this we call it they call it not cyclone in the US, they call it something. What is it called? That thing? Tornado.
Hurricane.
Yeah.
Hurricane.
Tornado. Yeah, exactly.
Correct.
This tornado was approaching. And so there's a lot the evacuation, first time that too for me at least. This evacuation and this, that, and huge city like Houston. And then how are you going to evacuate it now? It was a nightmare of massive proportions. People died on the highway itself. That's how bad it was. Because highways were all packed. And the city was just learning how to deal with the situation. And so I asked somebody 1 or 2 days before on the phone, do you have any plans? He said, Jaykumar, there are too many unknowns. There are too many unknowns. That's how he responded to me on the phone. I said, wow, that's correct. There are too many unknowns. That means what? Generally, when we talk to each other, there are a lot of knowns. We have plans and all that. What about you? I'm going to do this. What do you do? We don't know. We don't know anything. If you leave, you may get stuck. If you don't leave, you will get stuck. So it's like, so have to, such situations do arise. And so, and because there is no 100% perfect mind, this is a huge difference between all the yoga schools and Advaita Vedanta. Correct? Yoga schools are constantly improving their mind, which is good. That's so important. They teach you how important the mind is and how to stay focused, etc. Very important. We learn a lot of important things in these schools. But because the teaching is not complete, they go away with that kind of a mindset. That's it. Constantly I have to improve my mind, constantly improve my mind. Krishna is saying you can't constantly improve your mind. You can improve, nothing wrong. You can try to improve. But that can't be your goal. Life's goal can't be that. That's what he's saying. Prakasham cha, moham cha, pravrittim cha, everything will be there. When am I going to learn to accept what happens? Otherwise, you will get frustrated. After all the yoga asanas I did, all the classes and courses I took, I'm still getting frustrated. That's another frustration. I'm getting frustrated, therefore I'm frustrated. Hey, nothing wrong. If you have to get frustrated, but then bounce back. That's all. Okay. So here he's saying, Udasinavat, Udasina Avadasina. Udasinavat Asinaha. That is the way to split it. Udasinavat Asinaha. Asinaha means sitting, situated. The person is. The person appears. The person behaves as though. Vat. That vat means as though. As though udasina. Udasina means indifferent. I don't know how many of you have experienced this. When you talk to Swamiji and all, you tell them something big, You think they're going to say, is that right? No, they just look at you as though nothing happened. I used to wonder why Swami is. And then he will be discussing the topic, no doubt. I thought I brought some great news and all, shocking news, something like that. And he's just looking at it as though he didn't understand anything. Swamiji has a lot to say. He understood it very well. Udaseena, as though nothing happened. And so, this is what comes to my mind when I think of this. Udaseena, asina. Person appears as though indifferent. And then gunaihi yona vichalyate. Unaffected by the gunas. Unaffected means what? Mind is always going to be going this way and that way. And the person knows the mind goes this way and that way. That is the nature of the mind. Therefore, I don't need to judge myself or judge anybody else based on my mind or other people's minds. Okay. But yeah, the Shamadamadi is all there anyway. So therefore, that capacity is still there. And so, therefore, gunaha vartante iti. Gunaha vartante iti. Gunas are like that. That's why this Gunatraya Vibhaga Yoga is an important chapter. Gunas, that is how the nature is. That is how it is. That's how mind will behave. Mind may appear like reacting, then I have to catch my mind. Oh, okay. It's going to be unsafe. This is an unsafe situation. Something has to be done. An unsafe situation is being created, is evolving. Something has to be done. Okay. Let's not panic. Let's not panic. So it's like a mature person also. That person has some things a jnani has to. Response will look like any mature person's response. So gunaha vartante will not have answers for everything. A jnani will not have answers for everything. Sometimes our expectation is too much. They have to do all these things. And yesterday somebody told me about a person. His name is Bageshwar Dham. This young man. How many of you have heard of Bageshwar Dham? Yeah, some of you have heard. Yesterday only somebody told me. I looked it up. And the young man, he's 26 years old. And he's a Bajrang Bali. He's a Hanuman Bhakta. So he was on it. I searched for his interview on Aapki Adalat. And so just about 15-20 minutes, I was listening to him. And he has a massive crowd. I mean, the crowds that approach him is too much. Too much. And so, that is a very interesting person he is. And so, you see, that person is also curing people. He's curing people also. He has some siddhis and all he has. So
miracles, like miracles also.
He is doing some miracles also. And he is also casually talking. And so he's a mixture of a lot of things. And so the crowd is just massive, massive. But a person, a jnani might say, no, I don't know. I don't know how to cure diseases, what to do. That's how I am. But this Upanishad and all very interesting. It's correct. What he says is correct. I don't know if Ramana Maharshi cured diseases or not. I don't think so. At least his books and all don't say that. Because if he had cured diseases, the crowd will be too much. Unbearable amount of crowd will be there. And so we have not seen that kind of stuff. So jnani need not have answers for everything. And so, but may be able to provide some ideas because of that mental disposition. Some ideas, good ideas might come also. So, iti evam yaha avatishtati. Iti evam, in this manner, a person appears in this manner. A jnani can be seen to be of this nature. Iti evam avatishtati. Difficult to translate that word avatishtati. Remains, sits, and all you can't say. That's how the person is. Avatishtati. Vartate. And then one more word. Na ingate. Na ingate. Nengate. Nengate means some of you should say something.
About the flame.
Ah, Surendraji got it. Yatha Yatha Deepo Nivatastaha Nengate Sopama Smrita. So there in the 6th chapter, I think, that person, a yogi, so there, one who's meditating, that person was described. That person's mind was described. How is that person's mind? Just like the flame of a lamp. Yatha Deepo Nivatastaha, which is protected from wind and all that. How that flame is just going to be flickerless. It's not going to flicker like this. This movement will not be there. The na ingati, that is the meaning of the na ingati there also. Flickerless flame, like that was said. So here also, mind is na ingati. There is no reason to for the mind to be disturbed, agitated. There's no more any reason. So na ingate. That's the way to split it. Na ingate. Inggatam. One book says Parasmaipadi, another book says Ubhayapadi. So it's Ubhayapadi. Ingati also is there, Ingate also is there. Anyway, therefore, the Gunatita. So what is the answer to Arjuna's question about how does a Gunatita behave? Gunatita may behave like anybody else also. That is one answer. You can't figure out. And so, but the person is very objective. Why? Because, but the person is very objective to one's own body. Some things are giveaways. Person doesn't panic. Person doesn't react. Doesn't jump up and down. All these things are there. That he has indicated here. And so, what we learn from that is that don't try to keep on working on the mind. Allow the mind to be what it is. And Shravanam Kuru. Shravanam is key. Shravanam is key. Look at this. In our whole Advaita Vedanta, they won't ask you to do a lot of practices because the practice will become an end in itself if it is not properly. Teaching is not there. You do some dhyana, you do yoga, you do pranayama. Yes, everybody's doing it. Do it. That's it. So now after that, we don't keep on talking about pranayama and yoga now. Because you do what it is you are doing, half an hour, 1 hour a day. That's it, over, done. Done, half an hour, done. The Shravanam, because Shravanam becomes very important. Because the message is so important, and that if I ignore Shravanam and keep doing other things, then this Advaita Vedanta message will be lost. So Shravanam itself will take care of everything. Will take care of the mind and all. Okay? So that's the message I get from these two shlokas. Let's translate the shloka. He remains as if indifferent, full stop. Or as though indifferent. Because if people don't respond to what we say, and that is consistently they are not responding, what will we say? You're not interested in these things at all. You don't like these things at all. You will complain about them. They have to respond. They have to say something. Some expression must be there in the face. Otherwise, people will not like it. And so, therefore, here he remains as if indifferent. Full stop. He is not disturbed by the gunas. He is not disturbed by the gunas. Full stop. He does not waver. Full stop. He remains firm. He remains firm within brackets with the understanding with the understanding. All three words in brackets. That the gunas alone interact. He remains as if indifferent, full stop. He is not disturbed by the gunas, full stop. He does not waver, full stop. He remains firm with the understanding that the gunas alone interact. Okay. Next shloka. Samadukha-sukha-swasthaha
समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः
समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः
मलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः
तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः
तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः
तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः
तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः
समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः
समदुःखसुखस्वस्थः
समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः
समलोष्टाश्मकाञ्चनः
तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः
तुल्यप्रिया प्रियो धीरः
तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः.
तुल्यनिन्दात्मसंस्तुतिः.
So the word dhiraha is used to refer to this gunatitaha in this shloka, dhiraha. And this shloka has a lot of words which I've already seen. Very tamadukha sukhaha, sukha dukkhe same kritva, labha labhau jaya jayo, like that we saw in the second chapter. Like that we have many.
Even Samaloshta Shmakash.
Samaloštashmakanchanaha also comes. It comes somewhere. Jnana vijnana triptatma kutasto vijitendriyaha yukta ityuchyate yogi samaloštashmakanchanaha. Like that it comes in the second chapter. Yam hina vyathayantyete purusham purusharshava samadukha sukham dhiram. Dhiram also, the word comes there. So, mritatvaya kalpate samadukha sukham dhiram. There also the word dhiram comes. Dhira. So, similar understanding here also. Three gunas are there. The Jagat is composed of three gunas. The Jagat is operating based on the three gunas in our model of Gunatraya model. And what about the body and mind? Body, mind, sense complex also is part of Jagat only. Don't take it separate from Jagat. It is part of Jagat, part of the world. And so it is not going to be any different than any other thing in this world. It's also its behavior is going to be governed by the three gunas, which you have no control over. If we had control over, we can all decide how much to sleep, how much not to sleep. We can decide. A lot of work is there to do. Tonight, I won't sleep. Yeah, you can try that. You can try that. Within 2 days, the body will will fall apart for most people. For most people. Okay, most people. There was a time when I was doing some experiments in the lab, and that experiments had to be constantly watched. And so one night I did not sleep. I went through, and then next night also I could not sleep. Means that the experiment did not end. It ended in the morning at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock afterwards. And after that, I shut down the experiment. I just ran home, and then I slept. So because when work is not there, the body will just fall. will just fall. It can't handle it. It has to be, work has to be there. The body keeps awake. And so where is the choice here? Where is the choice? What choice do you have over the gunas? No choice. You can, to some extent, you can control, you can manipulate here and there. That's all. And so, and therefore, things are going to be changing constantly. And Swamiji talks about this marriage. He says, people marry each other because of compatibility. You know, I'm compatible. They look for compatibility. He says, compatibility means what? Means what? You have to, there are two things. There's something common between two people. What is the maximum common you can have between two people? I don't know what. I have to imagine because I have not been in the situation. So people have to say, I like him and he likes me. That's what they say. So like means in what basis do you like? Looks only you like, or is that it, or what? No, we are studying in the same school. Something you have to say. Something has to be said. You have to list some things. Okay, based on this list of things, there is compatibility. Swamiji says, you know what? Our marriages are not based on compatibility. Vedic marriages, they're not based on compatibility. They are based on what is called dharma. And this guy is called Dharmachari, Sahadharmachari, Sahadharmacharini. That is the name they get, Pati and Patni. In fact, if you look at if you interview some of our older people, parents and all, they won't understand what compatibility you're talking about. If you ask them carefully, the husband still doesn't know after 40 years, doesn't know what is his wife really interested in. Guy doesn't know because he didn't have to worry. She was doing whatever she was doing, he was doing. She asked him, what are your husband's real passion? What is the things that he like? Wife may say sometimes because wife observes the husband. So she's generally better than the husband in these matters. But you ask the husband doesn't know anything. Wife also, if you ask pointed probing questions, they may not be able to answer. Because their marriage is not based on compatibility. They got married, that's it, over. And then they figured out, oh, I'm supposed to love you. Yeah, you're supposed to love me and I'm supposed to love you. Okay, that is what marriage is all about. So there, Bhavani said, love grows after marriage. In those days, like that, I remember those talks that he had given. And so everything changes. So if you base it on compatibility, then what happens? Compatibility idea keeps on changing with time. Then I become incompatible. We both are incompatible. Then what? What are we supposed to do? We are incompatible. We can't live in the same house. So dharma, something huge must be there. Something big. Something that you don't initially understand. It's okay if you don't understand. Something huge has to be there, I think, that will just carry these two people forward. And that one grows into, one discovers. And that process of discovery has to be there. Otherwise, marriage will become boring, I think. I don't know. So this is a huge topic, right? And so that's why, that's otherwise what will happen? Wife will study 6:30 a.m. Bhagavad Gita. Class is there. Husband will get wondering, what are you doing? You don't like me anymore. You're not paying attention to this house. This fellow is jealous, okay? This fellow is jealous. He will start showing all these things. Guilt he will issue. No, you don't pay attention anymore to this family. Look at all of us. We're all waiting. We cleaned up the house and all. What are you doing? You're studying Bhagavad Gita. Is this what you married me for? As though some rules. This guy knows all the rules of marriage and all the purpose of marriage and all he knows.
You are
big
you are
lectures.
doing your own work.
And so all these problems will come. And then the wife also says, she also figures it out. She says, yeah, you are not a fool. You are not a fool. I am a fool for marrying a person like you who doesn't even understand that there is something called Bhagavad Gita and its value. I am a fool. Yeah, I have to blame myself, he says. And so Therefore, here, dhiraha swastaha. That is the main sentence here. Dhiraha swastaha. Swasta, the small tha is there. Swasta means healthy. Here is swastaha. Swasmin tishtati. So, difference is there. Swarupe tishtati. Atmanyeva atmana tushtaha. Person is happy is being oneself. Knowing that there are all things, all changes. Life is all about change and we have to deal with change constantly. And knowing that the person, dhiraha, swastaha, abides in oneself and abides in oneself, abides in one's nature. Knowledge of one's nature means what? Just like I told you the example before, a mother does not have to be reminded that she's a mother. How come? Father does not have to be reminded. It's not a thing to remember, recall, forget. Oh, there is a risk that I'll forget I'm a father. Nobody says that. Nobody says that. Nobody has to be reminded. And so, getting lost in motherhood and fatherhood is a problem. But that that vision is there. That vision is there. Nobody can take that vision away. Like that here also. Dhiraha swastaha. Swasmin tishtati. And so, Tattvittu Mahabaho, Gunakarma Vibhagayoho. Look at that. We saw that long back in the third chapter. Tattvittu Mahabaho, Gunakarma Vibhagayoho, Guna Guneshu Vartante iti Matva na Sajjati. There the word Tattvit is used. One who knows the Tattvam, knows the reality of the self. Tattvittu Mahabaho, Gunakarma Vibhagayoho. Hey, this whole activity coming, going, raga, dvesha, punyam, papam, labha, alabha, all these things are all the play of guna. As guna karma vibhagayoho, guna guneshu vartante. That is how it will be. Today it will be profit, tomorrow it will be loss. Be prepared for it. Be prepared for loss. That's who a greatest businessman is. One is prepared for loss. Okay, so guna guneshu vartante iti matva na sajjate. The sajjate never is going to be carried away by any of these things. Okay? We saw that last time. So here also something similar is being said. And sama dukkha sukhaha. Sama dukkha sukhaha. Dukkham and sukham are going to be there. It's going to be there. Why? Because mind has the capacity to experience sukham and dukkham. And you can't stop that from happening. You have a lot of control over the self. Therefore, the amount of dukkham and sukham for a jnani, dukkham, sukham, will be very less because if at all there is dukkha for a jnani, I mean, can you even say a jnani can be sad, right? So it's an emotion that comes and never caught by any such emotions. Okay? And therefore, no resistance is there. And that is why amazing. The sannyasis, those days, they never used to stay in the same place also. They will just go off, that's it over. And then they'll go somewhere and talk. And somebody will do food, somebody will, place to stay will be there. But not attached to my seat, my house, my room, my bedroom. These ideas and all, they really demonstrate to us what is the ultimate, so-called ultimate, right? And that's why they are. We don't need to look for God anywhere. The gods are there right in front of us. They're there right in front of us. So, therefore, their bodies are also going to be affected by prarabdha. How come jnani means some control must be there in the body? No, nothing. No control is there over the body. This is not that kind of jnanam where one gains control over the mind and body. That's a different siddhi and all. That's siddhi. And no, in this case, no such thing will happen. And samaloshtashma kanchanaha. The person's attitude is such that the person Sama, Loshta, Ashma, Kanchana, three things are mentioned there. Loshta means a lump of clay, lump of earth is called Loshta. Ashma is a stone, a piece of stone is called Ashma. Ashma. They use Ashma, I think. That word Ashma is used in the marriage. You know, they step on the stone. The stone is
Ashmarohanam.
Ashmarohanam, correct. Ashmarohanam.
The Upanayana also it comes.
Ashmarohanam. Ashma means that stone. A piece of stone is called Ashma.
Saptapati. Before Saptapati.
Before Saptapati. Right. Samaloshta Ashma Kanchanaha. Kanchanaha. Gold. And so, Sama, that person looks at all these three as same. Now, this is a very dangerous thing, right? Because if the person looks at gold as stone and stone as gold, that person, what we say, is confused. That person's confused. not a jnani. Can't be a jnani. But here, therefore, that's the idea. Person knows exactly what's what. He's not confused from a Vyavaharika perspective, but knows Vyavaharika as Vyavaharika, not as Paramarthikam. This is the idea. That's the idea. It's all samam. Really speaking, it's all samam, Paramarthikam. Person is not going to throw away all these things. Okay? Person knows exactly what is what. But then they are all Vyavaharikam, not Paramarthikam. Therefore, samam. And that's why Shankara keeps saying, Ma kuru dhana jana yavvana garvam harati nimeshat kala sarvam. Don't be carried away by all these things. So the values, we are taught all these values. Money can't buy everything. Money can't buy love. Like that and all, we've been told so much. And so, you need money. What money can do, nothing else can do. Correct? That also we should tell people. What money can do, nothing else can do. But there are certain things which money can't accomplish. And so, yes, Swamiji quotes a shloka from Shiva Aparada Kshamapana Stotra. Okay, I like that. It says, Lakshmi Stoya Taranga Bhanga Chapala. Okay, some of you may know this shloka. Vidyut Chalam Jeevitam. Lakshmi is Chapala, it seems. Lakshmi is fickle, very unpredictable, it seems. Unpredictable. She will come and suddenly she will disappear, it seems. Like that it is. So don't fall in love with Lakshmi, is what is said. And very unsteady. Like what? Like a wave. Taranga Banga Chama, like a wave. Wave will be there now, it won't be there later. Okay. So like that Lakshmi is. Vidyut Chalam Jeevitam. Life is like a lightning. It comes like a lightning and goes away like a like that. So therefore, what? Focus on what is Paramarthikam. Tulya Priya Priyo. Tulya Priya Priyaha. So again, Priya Apriya. Priya, hey, what is the difference between Sukham and Priyam, if you ask? Because Dukkha Sukham was said earlier. So here, Priyam is Sukha Sadhanam. The means for me to gain that Sukha is called Priya. Apriya is the means for sorrow. I know what makes me sorrowful. Therefore, I will avoid those things. That avoiding those things, the things I avoid are called apriya. So before the dukkha, there is apriya. Before the sukha, there is priya. That is the idea in this shloka. And so, situations that are pleasant, which will create sukha in me, situations that are unpleasant, which will create dukkha in me, are referred to as priya and apriya. And tulya means samaha. They are same means what? Hey, they are same means they don't really have the capacity to touch me. Gold cannot make me happy. Gold can buy a lot of things, but it can't. There is no guarantee whether it can make me happy or not. Okay, in fact, it doesn't have the property of ananda. Therefore, it can't make me happy. You use gold for what it is to be used, and that's all fine. But Paramarthikataya, gold and stone are identical. Okay, therefore, Tulya Priya Apriyaha, Tulya Ninda Atma Samstutihi. Okay, sooner or later, Krishna has to come to this Manapamana Yoho and all, right? So, Ninda, criticism. So, Atmaninda means criticism of oneself. That is the meaning of the word Atma there. Atmaninda and Atma Samstutihi, praise. Somebody is praising me, somebody is criticizing me. The criticism will be noted, praise will be noted. Okay, but there's no chance of these things even touching me at all. Remember, we studied in the 13th chapter, we saw Amanitvamadam Bhitvam. Okay, what is Manitvam? What is Manitvam? Manitvam is what? I am an accomplished guy, and this idea that I am so accomplished is so big in the head, right? And so that Manitvam will create Ninda, Pida will be there. Manitvam. If Manitvam is there, what happens? If somebody criticizes, then I'll get hurt. Somebody praises, I'll feel like I'm in the seventh heaven. Right? Manitvam will create legitimate accomplishments, right? Manitvam. Dabitvam is different. No accomplishments. But Manitvam, legitimate accomplishments. And so that Manitvam and Mana somehow go together. So anyway, here Ninda, that Mani will be affected by Ninda. That's what I was trying to say. Mani and Stuti will be affected by Samstuti. Samstuti is just not praise. There is a word for it called, what is it? It's a lot of praise. There's a word in English for that. I'm forgetting what it is. So Samstutihi. So what is the real greatness? All accomplishments I've done. And am I not great because of that? Real greatness is Dharma only. Dharma. That is why Rama's thing is coming up. Ayodhya. Why Rama is great? Somebody asks, how in one sentence, how will you answer that question? Entire story of Rama is just value, dharma. Everywhere he goes, he is just driven by dharma.
Dharmavan Vikramaha. Dharma Vigraha.
Ramaha Vigrahavan Dharma. That's it. That is one answer to that question. What is the greatness of Rama? Means Dharma. He is an embodiment of Dharma. That is the greatness. And so Dharma becomes so important. And for a person who is dharmic, this Ninda, Stuti and all become almost irrelevant, I think. Irrelevant. Yeah, good. Thank you. Yeah, I did that. Correct. Thank you. Over. But after that, it doesn't go into the head at all. So that person is balanced toward criticism and praise. Tulya Ninda Stutihi. Because somebody says, it's criticism, even Rama and Sita were criticized. Rama was criticized. Then you can look up Google and then you'll see a lot of criticism of Rama. Krishna is criticized. Sita is criticized. Draupadi is criticized. Impossible. This Ninda avoidance is just impossible. It's always going to be there. And so we have to take them. Okay, what is being criticized? Okay, something I did, something I said, whatever it is, has been criticized. Okay, is there any value to that? Is there any basis to that? If there's any basis, and if I want to improve, I can. That's about it. But then being hurt by it, average person will get hurt by these kinds of things. So, and Swamiji says Shankara also is criticized. Shankara also is criticized. Poor Shankara. So, And there is a Jivan Mukti Viveka. There is a text. There he says, Man Nindaya Yadi Janaha Paritosham Eti. If a person gains happiness, paritosham literally means gift, but here happiness. And if a person gains happiness by criticizing me, wow, this is amazing. People spend a lot of money to make others happy. Now, without spending any money, I made this other person happy. I'm so happy because of this. Like that, it is written. So, Tulya Ninda Stutir Mauni Santushta. There also we saw, right? In the 12th chapter. Tulya Ninda Stutir Mauni Santushto Yena Kenachit Aniketa Sthiramatihi Bhaktiman Me Priyo Naraha. So there, Bhakti Yoga. So there also he talked about this. Tulya Ninda Stutihi Mauni, etc. Okay, we've run out of time here. Let's translate this and stop. The wise person abiding in the self is person abiding in the self is the same in pleasure and pain. So this tells us one thing. Same in pleasure and pain means that person experiences pain also. That is the meaning, correct? This person is not trying to avoid pain or eliminate experience of pain. Experience of pain will be there. That is the meaning. And then, but the same means the person is unaffected, fundamentally unaffected. He is the same towards a lump of earth. He is the same towards a lump of earth, a stone, or gold. Full stop. He is the same in desirable and undesirable situations. He is the same in undesirable and desirable situations. Full stop. He is the same in censure and praise of himself. He is the same in censure and praise of himself. Within brackets, by others. By others. Okay, full stop. The wise person abiding in the self is the same in pleasure and pain. He is the same towards a lump of earth, a stone, or gold. Stop. He is the same in desirable and undesirable situations. He is the same in censure and praise of himself by others. Om Apadamapahaktaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham. Om Apadamapahaktaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham. Om Apadamapahaktaram Dataram Sarvasampadam Lokabhiramam Shriramam Bhuyo Bhuyo Namamyaham. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om